Good morning everyone and welcome back. So as we see the market, coin market cap, we might see that it's a bear market. The prices are down right now, 60%, 70%. But if you look at this chart, now this is something that I posted this morning. And if you see the year-wise figure for the total coin market, 2013 it was 1.2 billion. There have been a consistent growth right from 2013. And even 2018 is up by almost 200 billion up compared to the last year. So while looking at the coin market, it might look like it's a bear market, but if you look at the overall market performance, it's growing rapidly and consistently. Every year there is a growth. Look at this, 1.82 billion, 8.3 billion. Only 2015 had a lesser market cap compared to the 2014. But after that, look at this, 12.8 billion, 90 billion and 299 billion. I think this is getting bigger and bigger. And of course, why not? And you'll see this news here, which is coming out from Japan. Now, have you heard of loan against gold, loan against property, loan against and whatnot? There are so many things that bank provides a loan. Have you heard of loan against cryptocurrencies? Probably the first time. So Japanese companies, a public company is offering loans against Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum. So I think the rapid adoption is actually taking place. Some of the biggest companies have started realizing their potential. I mean, there are some people who might call it a bubble. We heard recently on Economist that Bitcoin is nothing but a bubble. Despite them calling it a bubble and whatnot, we see a rapid adoption company, and the companies are actually, so there is this company called as Samurai Asset Finance, and they have started giving out loan against the cryptocurrencies. And I'm sure a lot of other companies are also going to do the same. Similar line actually, US blockchain spending in 2018 has already eclipsed all of the last year. So what this mean is, though, as you know, there are not only the retail investors like us, there are also venture capitalist investors and companies who are investing into the space big time. And it turns out that the company's investment together in 2018 has already crossed 2017. Of course, when a VC invests into cryptocurrencies and blockchain firms, they are putting in big money. They are putting into millions and billions. And there is no doubt why this kind of figure is actually happening, right? All the new startups are getting funding. Some of them are getting funding from VCs also. Some of them are not doing ICO at all. They are just doing the VCs, right? So this is quite significant as well for the overall market space. The next one is something called as OTC market. And as per the report on the ccn.com, it says the OTC market is larger than the Bitcoin exchange volume. Now this is very interesting because as a retail investor, you always look at the prices and the volume on the exchanges, but there is so much going on in the over-the-counter market which has nothing to do with the exchanges. That means two parties actually come together, indulge into a trade off the exchange, and these trades volumes are much bigger than that. And one of the reasons they do something like this, because most of the exchanges are not able to provide the kind of liquidity that they are looking out for. And so for them, the OTC plays an important role. And I think whenever there's a market, whenever there is a market variation, whenever the market prices goes up and down on the market cap, this is something that we don't realize and we don't take into account. It's not only the exchanges which are responsible for the fluctuating in the price, but it is also the OTC trade also, which are much bigger than the exchange volume. And of course, on the similar line, this is something that we discussed yesterday, that India is turning into complete disaster, the Indian cryptocurrency market, because people are indulging into not only OTC market and peer-to-peer, but there is something called as Dabba trading as well. And so for me, I think it's really important for the Indian regulators to actually come out with a decision and really open up these cryptocurrency exchanges which are closed right now, because otherwise people are going to get into this Dabba trading, and which is very dangerous for their safety and for everyone's safety. And the Dabba trading, I mean, this kind of activity can also encourage some ill activities, like some criminal activities as well. And just, you know, things can just go haywire, and people who wants to do not get into Dabba trading and all those stuff will have no other option, but they might just be the victim of one of these activities as well, right? So I think it's really important for the Indian regulators to come up with a decision really fast and open up the cryptocurrency exchanges. And the similar thing happened in Brazil actually. So one of the Brazilian cryptocurrency exchange account was actually shut down with a local bank account, and it turns out they actually won the case in the Supreme Court there, and finally the bank had to provide all the banking services that the exchange needs. And of course, this similar thing has happened in India also, when there has been a case filed against RBI in the Supreme Court by the Indian exchanges as well. And hopefully we are waiting for some decision on that in the month of September, along with the regulations as well. News also says that the 88% of the cryptocurrency exchanges want the industry regulations. This is quite significant because most of these exchanges, they want to do business. They don't want to promote anti-money laundering. They don't want to get into any illegal activities and all those. So they are the first one. I mean, there are a lot of people who actually say that cryptocurrency should not be regulated, and many exchanges, there is an opinion, the thought that, you know, it is best left unregulated, but it looks like that's not really the case. Most of the cryptocurrency companies, exchanges, they do want regulations by the governments, right? This is very interesting. It turns out that the 75% of the millennials are more likely to date someone knowledgeable about cryptocurrencies. Now, one thing that we need to understand, that most of the people in cryptocurrency space right now are youngsters, are millennials, and it's quite possible. I mean, it's quite natural because if you are dating a partner, if you're dating somebody who already takes interest in the cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, there is so much that you guys you can discuss, and two can discuss together, right from ICOs, right from the bear market, the bull run, and of course crypto itself is a love. I mean, I know, like, I think falling in love with crypto is one thing, and also if you have a partner who also talks about cryptocurrencies and they take interest, the things can be a lot. And of course, if there is someone who is married, spouse also takes interest into cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, together they can really build an awesome future. So I'm not surprised at all that why millennials are ready to date someone who knows about cryptocurrencies. Let me know your opinion. Are you dating someone, and does your partner take interest into cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin? And if you're married already, do you share these things with your spouse as well? Thank you so much for watching. And like I said, I will be attending this conference tomorrow. It starts tomorrow. Let me know in the comment box below if you are attending it. We would love to meet you. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like, dislike, share your opinion, and I'll see you next time. Take care.